You are watching a special presentation from Tinkle Group Gaming. Hello guys, welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 13 here today from Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia. Today we present to you the Melbourne 375. I'm Brian here in the booth with you. Starting from the pole today will be Brittany White in the number 14. Two are outside will be Mitchell Hodak, who's back this week after a brief hiatus. He will start in second. And of course, as we get going here today, that 23 could be a favorite. That car won at another Australian track last season with Mitchell Hodak driving. Of course, I forget the name already. Aubrey Scott driving. So that team won with Aubrey Scott last season behind the wheel of the 23 at Surfers Paradise. And of course, we're here today at Melbourne Albert Park. First time here ever in the second leg of our international tour as we get ready to go racing here on the street, or here in Australia for the second leg. Let's roll the intro. When we come back, the green flag in just a moment.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Here we go again. First time ever for the Jello Cup Series here in Melbourne, Australia. Second time visiting the country. We're ready to go racing. Of course, I think they still got a little ways to go as far as pacing goes. But I do want to mention, of course, this is the halfway mark in the regular season. Keep that in mind. So only 13 races to go after today, and we'll see how these guys prepare as we go into the final 13. And 13 or 12 different winners so far. It's going to be difficult. I think these guys are up for the challenge. Sorry, I thought this was straight. Should have had Zach in the booth. I apologize for not having Zach Fitzwater up here for this race because unfortunately I'm an idiot and I record very late for all this, and I'm recording on a very tight schedule lately, so we hope to have Zach soon. But yeah, could we see our 13th different winner this season? Will we see our first repeat winner of the season? Here we go, we're ready to go racing. Brittany White, Mitchell Hodak, pace car was well off. Green flag, we're racing at Melbourne. Three 3.7 mile road course here. These guys gonna have a lot of fun here today. See, up to third, or down to second, down to first to make this corner. Of course, this track currently hosts Formula 1, as well as the F2 and F3. Amongst other Australian racing series as well. And this is the Grand Prix circuit that you guys are seeing here today. Of course, this starts back-to-back road course races for the Jello Cup Series. We'll go racing of course at Edmonton on Wednesday afternoon. Sorry, I'm pulling up the schedule now. So of course we'll go racing at Melbourne, or I'm sorry, we'll go racing at Edmonton on Wednesday afternoon. We'll then come back, or we'll then go back to the States to race at Michigan. Then we'll go to Pocono, then Chicagoland and Daytona. Those are all the upcoming races here in the Jello Cup Series. As we have completed lap number 1, Brittany White a huge lead, 1.7 seconds over Mitchell Hodak. Got Aaron Jeter settled out in third. I'm going back to see if there's any battles. It would appear they've gone single file, so strategy could be interesting now. Here's a pass. This is for, I believe, 21st. Bradley Ream looking inside of Austin Shaw. He will get the position. Then you see the 7, the 34 jostling back there. It would appear that everybody else is staying civil. And look at the speeds these stock cars are reaching. It's pretty impressive. Kind of a high-speed road course as you would expect. And again, this is back-to-back as we'll go to Edmonton after this. So these guys definitely want to hone in on it today and have a good run, because it ain't changing for the next race. And Edmonton, of course, the track I'm familiar with, of course. Used to run that a little bit in some online racing when I used to do that. Come to complete lap number 2. Let's ride on board with Brittany White so we can get a lap around this course. Of course, we head into turn number 1. That's the Brabham and Jones turns here. 1 and 2. And then make our way to 3, 4, and 5. And here they are. There's 3. Here's 4. And then we'll make our way to turn 5, the Whiteford turn. All the way to turn 6 here. Turn 7. And 8. Now we go to turn 9, the Park turn. Then turn 10. Now we'll make our way to 10, or turn 11. High speed part here. Then to turn 12. Now another wide open part here. It's going to be a high speed part as we race down to turn 13. The Stewart turn. That was the Ascari turn before. Then go to the Prost turn. Turn number 15. There's also the entrance to the pit road as we go to 16. And that is a lap around Melbourne with the race leader, Brittany White. J.J. Bell has gotten around Mitchell Hodak. Colin Cropley now up to fourth. And here we go, first stops of the day. Will anybody try it? Will anyone try to stay out? Dave James, he will try to stay out. Of course, pit road speed, keep in mind, 40 miles an hour down this pit road here in Melbourne. And Dave James will lead lap number 4. as he looks to hold off Parker Jones Jr. Like Bradley Ream, Austin Shaw also staying out. Trying to make it work on one less stop. Same with Curtis Shaw, Dylan Ibrahimian, and Charles Sanford. So 9 cars in total stayed out and are on a different strategy. Brittany White did not have a good stop. JJ Bell looking for the lead, the presumptive race lead, and JJ Bell now out in front of the 14. There's Annie Thomas. And here we go. We should expect those guys to pit very soon. And here comes 65. And he's going to lead almost all 9. No, all 9, it would appear. Of course, down to the 40-mile-an-hour speed limit they go. And JJ Bell will cycle back out to the lead. Here comes Dave James off the pit lane. Where will he cycle out? See Mitchell Hodak there. Christian Bracken. So I don't think they'll even be top 10, or they barely will be. So right now it's JJ Bell in the lead, Brittany White running in second. We have Scott Upton running in third. Fourth is Zach Fitzwater, the hometown hero, or home nation hero. Fifth is Christian Bracken. Sixth is Mitchell Hodak. 7th is Jackie Smith. 8th is Dave James, the first of those guys to pit later. 9th is Nathan Ormond. And in 10th is Dick Clark. And then in 11th you got Colin Cropley. In 12th you got Kevin Howard. 13th Mitchell Collins. 14th Trevor Collins. 15th Parker Jones Jr. And keep in mind, he's on the different strategy as well. They're on a 2-stopper, and I believe the rest of these guys might be on a 3-stopper. Which means JJ Bell has got to go hard here to try to prevent the 65 from being able to really get a big advantage. Now it'll get interesting as we're past halfway. Again, you saw the strategy play. JJ Bell's now opened up over a 7-second lead. Dave James, that first car on the deferring strategy, runs 14 seconds back in that 8th spot. Again, JJ Bell has to run basically 110% right now. Here you go, 6 to go. I imagine the second stop for that 51 will come very soon here. The lead kind of closed that time. It's not a good sign. Did he push too hard? Here we go. And again, the question will be, do they pit this time? Because if they do, I feel like they might be able to make it to the finish. Or I feel like they're going to be really close, those guys on 3 stops. But if they don't and they stretch it another lap, that strategy might be all for naught for Dave James. Especially if this stays green. Obviously, a caution throws a wrench in all the strategies here. Man, I think that 51 is going to make it on 2 stops. Let's see, does anybody else pit back here? Maybe try an undercut. See what they can get out of it. No, nobody, but Nathan Ormond is challenging for that 8th spot. I would have thought maybe someone would try that undercut now, just to see how that worked out. Yeah, final stop should come this time. And here it is, the final stop. There it is, Dave James staying out. Oh, 3's pitting. 98 staying out. 6 is staying out. 48 staying out again. 25's gonna pit. 42, 43 committed. Out of turn 4. 4 to go. Dave James, a 5-second advantage over the 98. But we know they can't make it. But they are going to have to run flat out now the rest of the time. Now that they have clean air. And obviously hope for no caution for the 65 or any of those 9 cars' sake. Because if the caution comes out, they'll head right to the rear of the field. Alright, now the fun begins. Wins the race off. But Scott Upton now up to second. Oh, some strategy. The 51 will still be the race leader. Here comes Dave James. Gonna try to slide out in 4th. Maybe 3rd. And he'll slot out in 4th. It's starting to look like J.J. Bell could be our 13th different winner of the season thus far. Here we go. We'll come to 2 to go at the line this time. Looks like Parker Jones Jr. also came out in the top 5. Impressive for him. Oh, the pace car's out. Caution, and we'll have overtime. This is going to get interesting. Let's go see what happened. Daniel Voyle sends it in just a little too deep here, and I don't think Aaron Jeter expected it. And around he goes in front of traffic, so first full course caution. Oh, the 15 kind of grazed him as well. Yeah, first full course caution of the day. It'll result in overtime, and we'll be back with that in just a moment. Here we go. It is overtime, presented by Mitchell's Memes. Of course, for those who don't know, the road course overtimes differ from the oval overtimes in that this is one attempt, caution free, so we will finish this race under green, so these guys better not get chaotic here. As pace car's off, we make our way through the final turn. It's going to be J.J. Bell, Scott Upton, Zach Fitzwater, hometown hero. Can he make it happen? Or native country hero Dave James in 4th, Parker Jones in 5th, who looked to pounce after doing the overtake. We're back underway. Oh, 98's looking inside already. We're going to have 3 wide for 3rd. 98 forces it in. And these guys make it clean. Dave James going up to help the 16. Won't be able to do so. He'll have to check up to avoid the 16 now. Parker Jones is flying. Does he have the time to get to the 51? And the 51, meanwhile, is gone. Here comes C8. He's going to try to catch him. Here we go, we'll make our way to the white flag this time. So we'll make our way to the final turn. We'll get one lap of racing to go here at Melbourne, presented by Mitchell's Memes. You see JJ Bell is gone. The battle for second heats up, though, between the 98 and the 8. Oh, 16 had to check up. That's going to put the 65 back in the picture. JJ Bell, he looks to become the 13th different winner this season through 13 races. What a good day this would be for Rick Ware Racing. Through the final turn. 13 races. 13 different winners. JJ Bell will win the second leg of the International Tour here today at Melbourne. How's about that great run for Rick Ware Racing and this 51 team? They get the job done at Melbourne. Those guys who pitted a lap later, they really benefited from this coming home in the top 5. And Zach Fitzwater, not really the result I'm sure he was hoping for in 4th here in front of the home country crowd here. The only time we come to Australia in a season, so I'm sure he will be rather upset with that one. Nonetheless, a good finish, but congratulations again to JJ Bell. He gets Rick Ware Racing to victory lane this season. Get the win here today. We want to thank you for watching. We're going to show you results and your standings, and we'll be back for race number 14 at Edmonton. Until then, goodbye everyone.